Okay, we're going to take a look at our back view with 3 drawers now. And if you take a look at the front views here, there could be 2 options for front views. We could have the front view that has the center rails in here. And so there's a center rail between each drawer. And that's going to allow for your 1/2 inch overlay around each opening. Or we could have an opening over here where it's just all open and you're going to have a drawer here, a drawer here. That's what these little lines indicate, is where the drawers are going to come together. And right where that line is, there's going to be about an 1/8 inch gap, just a small enough gap so the 2 drawers can clear each other as they are passing by each other. And so either one would be sufficient for what you're doing. The option with the center rails, you're going to lose a little bit of space inside the cabinet. You're going to lose some space because, or inside the drawer. You could have bigger drawers. You can see here your openings are bigger without the center rail. If you want the center rail just because of the way it looks or things like that, that's fine. Not a big deal. It's going to add some strength to the cabinet. It's going to give some cross support where this one doesn't have it. But let's go back and take a look at our view here. Now, these 2 cabinets are the same size, so I can use these parameters. I'm going to go 28 inches tall, so I'm going to come right here and just type that in, 28 inches. My cabinet width down here at the bottom, and so that's 16 inches wide. 16 inches. And if I come in here, I'm going to put the size of my cabinet inside here. So that's going to be 16 minus 3/4 and 3/4, which is 1.5 inches. So it's going to be 14 1/2 inches. And Command Z or Control Z to get that text back to a larger size. And now we need to know the length of this shelf. And if we take a look up here, these are 3/8 rabbets. So here, 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 and here, 3/8 inch rabbets. So we're going to take 3/8 on one side and 3/8 on the other. That's 3/4 total. So 16 minus 3/4 is 15 1/4 inches. And Command Z or Control Z to get that text bigger. And now we need to determine the heights of these drawer slide supports. And this is where it's going to be the same process for each one of these, but the difference might be what the distance is. So we'll take a look here at the one that has our center rails. So the process would be the same here. Your drawers are just going to almost touch each other. Here we're going to take our opening plus 1.5 inches. That's 7 3/4. So 7 3/4. And the bottom of this drawer slide support here is the same plane as this line is right here, or this line here, depending on which one you're doing. So whatever view you're doing, that line that you have there, the top of the center rail is going to be our spot. So that's where we're getting 7 3/4. But I'm going to make this the same as the front view. So this is going to be 7 3/4 inches. And there that is. Okay. Now we need to determine the next one down. Where is that drawer slide support going? So we're going to use this line here, or this one if you're using the one without the style or the center rails. So this one here is going to be 6 3/8 plus 1.5 inches plus that. I'm actually just going to pull another dimension. That's going to be the easiest way to get the right size rather than doing all that calculation. So I'm going to pull a dimension from there to there, and I'm just going to pull it off, and that's 15 5/8 from the very top to the top of that line. So we're going to come over here, and that'd be 15 5/8. So 15 and 5 divided by 8, enter. Okay, Control Z or Command Z to make that fraction bigger, and there that is. Now all we have left is the bottom one. So if we come here from the bottom, and this dimension is already here for us, 4.5 inches, okay, from the bottom. So we're going to come over here and we're going to just transfer that number to 4.5, 4.5 inches. Command Z to make that big, or Control Z. And that's all we have. Now you'll notice that on the drawer bank, this bottom shelf has been moved all the way to the floor, rather than the other views where that shelf sits up higher. That's a shelf. So when you open the door, the door and the shelf, or the bottom of the cabinet and the face frame are the same plane when they're done. Here, it doesn't matter because there's going to be a drawer. This will give you a little bit of space underneath to get your drawers in straight. You could have a little hidden cavity under there when you're done. If you take that bottom drawer out, you'd have 4 inches or so of storage under there to use for other things. So that's why that bottom shelf is all the way to the floor. It doesn't need to be up when you open the door. There's no door, so it doesn't need to be flush there. So that's what it would look like with laying out your back view with 3 drawers. And again, over here, it doesn't matter if we're using the center rails or not, which we did on when we laid it out. But if we were to come over here, the process would be the same way. We would take our measurements, we'd have 7 plus 1.5 inches there, and we would have 15.5 here for that size, and 4.5 down there. So the process is the same right here. These are just reference lines, so I know whereabouts I want my drawer or my drawer bank to be. So the line on top of here, that gives me an idea where I want my top drawer, how big I want the top drawer. There's nothing really there. That's just the line where they almost touch each other.